I have Owen locked in my room. And then my brother's coming over here to shower. So it's going to be a wild night. That sounded wrong, but
I was going to say, like, together or...
Listen, I don't judge, Meg.
I know. Whenever you got to go, Megan, you just bounce. You don't say anything.
Oh, I know a wild night when I hear one.
Hell yeah. Siblings coming over to shower. Speaking of...
I do wonder, I feel like it would be more okay if you got the dreads, Phil, than if Megan got dreads.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think metal bands can still kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
But I mean...
If you're POD or you're still playing some...
if you're still playing POD, like, I'm going to give it to you.
Then you're good to go. If you're playing, what's that genre called? Not new metal, but like...
ska or punk or...
I think it is new metal, but NU metal.
Yeah, no, but industrial. Like, I feel like industrial music.
Like industrial, I guess, yeah, like Ministry or...
Tito's favorite genre, industrial music. Hey, Tito. No audio from you.
I hear you.
You look good, though.
You look like you have something important to say.
He looks like he lives on a beach.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he looks like he's island living.
No.
I think he said poop or boobs.
We could probably boobs. No.
I'll be right back. I gotta go.
Is your brother here?
At my house. I gotta figure shit out. I'll be right back.
Okay. You do you.
You do you, Megan. You do you. My ex was telling me that she got dreads.
Jess?
No.
That'd be so bad.
Just like really short dreads.
But wow, I didn't see that coming at all, but fuck yeah.
No, my ex before that, it was another long-term ex from like high school into college. And you might need to log out, Tito, and come back in or something.
Yeah, Megan had to do that too. I don't know if it's like a bad login day.
Anyways, my ex from high school, we still keep up with each other. I think I told you, she's the one I got she was in a coma.
Yeah.
And then she woke up to the pandemic in BLM and she's like, what the fuck's happening? Put me back. No, she didn't say put me back, but
Black Lives, what?
It was really surprised.
Not in this dream.
So yeah, she was in Inception.
Yeah, she pulled whatever cord I thought, like the rip cord,
right,
to go back into your coma dream.
You had to like set up a thing so she could fall back on a chair.
The kick, yeah, you had to kick her in the chest so she.
I love the barefoot.
Oh, thank you. Hey, you like that?
And this is also a barefoot.
Aw, that's a cuter barefoot.
No, I still can't hear you.
In the little box in the corner, maybe, like with the where it says like no.
Yeah,
but like hit that little triangle. Where's your mic coming from?
Yeah. So where it says mute, click on that little thing and
yeah, there should be like, because mine are on my buds.
Where it says select microphone, you should be able to choose one.
That's strange. I don't know. Because I know whenever I downloaded the, what is it, that open source stuff, OBS.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it for a long time and still now, like sometimes when I get into like StreamYard, all my settings revert to that. So I don't know if it's like a, whatever, if Tito, if you're doing some hacking or something.
Tito's hacking it. Tito's a hack. We all talk about it. Oh, so when I was
just
my ex, the one that woke up in a coma to the pandemic.
How do you wake up in a coma?
Yeah, she won't.
She did not get out of the coma successfully if she woke up in the coma.
That's true.
Yeah, no, that's Inception.
Something fishy about her. I think there was always something wrong. I think Tito's trying to get in now.
Through the phone.
There you are.
Hooray.
Hooray.
I had lots of funny things I was going to say, and now the timing's all ruined.
We'll just replay it. We'll play it.
No,
back.
it's fine. It's fine. We can go. Just like imagine me being funny.
I'm sure it was
Please.
I do all the time.
Thank you.
We were talking about how my ex had dreads. She tried out dreads for a while. It's not Jess, it's somebody else. And she's like I did it for like a few months.
You talk shit about
I'll go one episode without talking shit about Jeff.
I think it should be like an official segment in every episode.
Jess updates. So she's like, yeah, so I did the dreads for a few months and like they were awful. I hated it. So I like decided to take them out. And as I'm undoing my dreads, like a little, like, you know, it's like a chunk of hair came out and she's like, what? Okay, that's a lot of hair. And she's like, that was just one dread. It's okay. I still have 10 more to go. And so it keeps doing more. She's like, oh my God. And as she's taking out more and more dreads, there's so much hair coming out, like just disconnected from her head now, that she's coming to terms with the fact that she's going to be bald by the end of the dread unraveling.
Wow.
It was more of a come to terms than it actually happening. She wasn't bald by the end of it, but apparently what happens is you lose so much hair on a normal basis that when you have dreads, it just stays in there. So you just have all this dead hair all the time. That's my understanding of it. Maybe she was doing it wrong. I don't know.
I watch a lot of unraveling dread videos.
No, you don't.
I do. It's calming. I like to see that transformation. And they have a lot on YouTube. But yeah, so basically your hair gets stuck in there. So all the hair that normally falls out, you lose like 100 strands a day, just the average person. But when you have dreads, it gets stuck and doesn't fall out. So what you're brushing is really just the dead hair that never fell out. But they'll end up with like these huge balls of hair, depending on how long they've had dreads for.
God, do you have to eat it?
Yeah, otherwise it
To
won't let you
get to
put
the
it.
next level, they have to eat their dreads.
To find the third eye, you have to eat your dread.
They won't get any views if they don't eat it. So
You're still on mute.
You know, it's like you know, you're in a weakened state after you've cut your hair. You know, like the story of Samson comes from somewhere real. Like you're in a weakened state, so you want to like re-ingest it, kind of like the placenta when you give birth, like regain those nutrients.
Like that dead hair will now become new hair, like how grass feeds Dylan and he poops out.
just
I don't know, more
Hair photosynthesis.
I keep
yeah, there we go. I don't know. He poops out more grass.
grass at my house and I just shit in that grass and then I eat that grass. It's a recycling.
also, is anyone really shocked that the vegan dated a girl that had dreads? Like, is this really big?
She didn't have dreads when I knew her.
But
You inspired her to get dread.
when you inspired her to become a vegan,
She had a weird trajectory after me. She started dating. She started working at this place, and I was like, shit's going down at this place. Like everybody's fucking for sure. And I was working at Best Buy at the time. So this is high school or just after high school. Anyways, I get out of Best Buy at like 10 p.m. And then two of my friends are standing in the parking lot. They're like, dude, we have something to tell them. I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? It's my buddy Chris and Mike. And they were like, we just saw Vanessa at a party. And I was like, so like, you guys were at a party? And she happened to be there. She's like, yeah, she was totally hooking up with some dude. I was like, motherfucker. So that's how I found out. And that was the end of like my very first real long-term relationship, was in the parking lot of a Best Buy.
It's your fault, Dylan. You turned into a free spirit.
Free taco spirit. She worked at
Free taco spirit.
Yeah. And then after that guy, she ended up dating a woman twice her age with like 4 kids. And I was like, whoa, that's a big leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is she now? Does she like live under a bridge or like just eat like millet?
We actually keep up. She's engaged to somebody right now. and she's also figuring out how to like walk again and eat again. She's the girl that got in a coma. She got in a car accident, and then she woke up to the pandemic, to BLM, to like all this stuff.
What?
I didn't tell you about this.
Yeah, this is way more interesting than whatever's going on in your life.
Oh, it's super interesting. And the craziest part is I thought that she, like, we didn't know what was going on. Like, I was just messaging her sister. I was like, what's going on? I heard about this. And she's like, so she's keeping me updated because I still keep in touch with the family. And so like every like couple of weeks I was checking in with the sister. And then eventually after like a few months go by and I haven't checked in again, I get like an Instagram phone call. It's like a, it's a phone call that's happening on Instagram. And it's from my ex. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And I'm on a run. And then I answer and she's sitting in the hospital and she has, is it called a halo? What is it called?
Yeah.
She has a halo. She has screws nailed into her head and she's sitting there like this with like a tube in her throat or like something's in her throat. And she's like, what's up?
Oh my God, this is like the beginning of The Walking Dead. Like you wake up in the middle of the pandemic, you're the first person she calls and you're like out running. She's like, oh, shit's gotten real bad.
And I had just gotten a bloody nose for no reason. So it looked No, she said, what's up? And I laughed for 5 minutes straight. And I'm like, I am so sorry. I know you're just coming out of a coma. I'm as up to date, I think, as like I'm supposed to be. I know what happened. I was like, this is the funniest fucking thing is you saying what's up in a halo.
Was part of you worried that she woke up with like amnesia and the last thing she remembers is dating you? Bad news. You had to like break up with her all over again.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I gotta go home.
Hey babe, where are you? Haven't seen you.
Are you ending this because of the halo? Is that what's going on here? You can't handle this?
That's so awesome. I didn't even think about that. I should have just broke up with her again and then hung up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should have screwed with her mind.
It sounds like something at that time in her life.
Because she sent me a message and then she sent me like another message again a few days later. I was like, you just asked me this. And she's like, sorry, like my short-term memory is real awful. And I was like, don't let it happen again because, no, I'm just kidding. I was like, holy shit, like, it's crazy how real this stuff is. Like relearning how to do everything. It's nuts.
Yeah. I had a cousin who had a stroke as well, and he had to relearn everything. And he was a flamenco guitarist, so he had to relearn how to do all of that.
Dang.
I'm surprised he didn't come back like learning a different genre.
No,
Like
he was making. Oh yeah, he was just making a good name for himself with that. But yeah, that'd be funny if he came back learning a different genre or something like that.
yeah.
I only play jazz and metalcore.
Is Tito still on mute or is it just me?
No, I'm talking. Oh. I just haven't. Hello? Respond to me.
You're like in and out a little.
Oh yeah, I think you're fading in and out.
Of my
You're
life.
like Metallica, fade to black.
So what have you guys been up to? It's been 3 weeks.
It has been. I've had an exciting time in that 3 weeks.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, my sister moved here in the middle of the pandemic to get away from Florida because, nightmare place even without the pandemic. And so she just finished living here and she moved to New York with her husband, let's say 2 weeks ago. And so because of that, he was selling his car. My younger brother wanted to buy the car. So he flew out. My younger brother lives in Florida. He flew out here to drive the car all the way back, and I joined him on a road trip. We drove all the way to Florida, and I got to visit my mother, who I haven't seen in 2 years. And then I flew back in time to like work. So I was gone for a few days, but oh my God, the road trip was so much fun. My brother's insane. He's super funny. The second day, Sunday, we drove from like Wichita Falls in which is like the middle upper of Texas, all the way to St. Pete, Florida. It's like a 20-hour drive, and we did it in one day. But it was like, it was so much fun. Like, it's the best part was the last leg, where you should be tired and exhausted, but we weren't, because we had some because we ended up doing coke.
I fucking knew you were gonna say that.
I was like, you know what? This is a special occasion. Let's try this. Let's do it. And it was, oh my God, it's so much fun. If you haven't, you must. But on top of that, so he's a very funny dude, and he is part of an improv theater in St. Pete. He's been doing that as well. Yeah, but what he's also way into is freestyling. And so a lot of the people down there in the improv theater, like, they all practice freestyling. And so they'll do like, not games, but they'll do like long form improv shows where you have to like freestyle. And so it's not like a short form game. It's like you need to move the narrative and like the story along while rhyming. It's real fucking impressive.
Holy.
And so I was like, you know what? Like, teach me the basics of freestyle. So it's like 3 a.m. We're blasting down Gainesville, and in pitch black, totally empty. There's fog creeping in. And so like the streetlights just look like UFOs, like going down this desolate highway. And we're blasting hip hop instrumentals, high on coke, and just like freestyling for minutes and like losing them. It was so much fun. Oh my.
How long are these freestyles? Like, how long are these shows? These long form?
Like long form, like it's I don't know,
like
but they do like
show or
a
something.
variety of different things. They've incorporated into a variety of ways. Just imagine, like, what would you do if like you had 5 Rusty Rutherfords?
Holy,
But it was, so now I can kind of freestyle, which is like somehow the whitest thing I could say.
The whitest thing you could pick up during the pandemic is freestyling.
I'm not a freestyle. I think I'm gonna grow dreads.
We all learned something about ourselves. I've become more, Megan's become closer with her brother, and you have learned freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You missed the Megan.
But if we define freestyle as not trying to rhyme very often, like here's the secret, like, because I think we've all taken like some sort of like music class, and it's like, here's the basics of freestyling on stage, and it's set up, like, think of the word and like another one and hit that word later on the second couplet or whatever. Mm-hmm. But really just try to stay on beat, on rhythm, like just having a beat going and then just talking to it and never stopping, never stumbling, that is really hard. And if you can do that, rhyming will naturally start to happen, and then you'll like amaze yourself. And so over time I got much better at it because we had all the time in the world on this road trip. And so he would just like give me a word, and I would just like create an actual narrative about like some guy and like who he is and what he's doing, and like, oh God, he's in a gunfight. Super fun. Holy shit. I think there's something to freestyling, guys. I think it's going to be a pretty big thing. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be like the newest art form, I think.
I remember
all these hip hop guys. They're gonna catch on. Yeah, they're gonna catch on to something like this.
I remember I was sitting down at Bar Uno with like maybe Kevin and fuck, who the fuck? Jason. I was with Jason and a few others, and I was talking about hip hop, and then I realized it was super quiet, and I was like looking around, and I was like, oh, I'm around a bunch of white dudes, and I was like, do any of you listen to hip hop? And Jason turned to me, he's like, isn't that just a fad? And he's
Jason really say?
He was quoting a show. He was quoting Portlandia, I think, or something. But it was really well timed and well said. But I'm glad you got to. I'm glad you're like the MC of the group now.
Yeah, just you wait till you get back on stage. It's gonna be even more exhausting.
I'm into it.
They're all gonna be in couplets though. It's gonna be like we're gonna be talking to like Eminem or something.
Yeah.
There is something really weird that happens to the mind, I think, like when you're blasting hip hop music. Does anybody not feel cool? Do you ever blast it and like, no, I don't feel cool? Or is it just me? I always feel cool, is what I'm saying.
So wait, you don't feel cool?
I
when
do.
listen? You do?
Yes, I do. I feel cool.
I usually can't listen to hip hop when I'm at work because like I listen to my headphones while I'm talking to people on the phone. And if it's rap or something, I'll start to almost say what they're saying. Like I catch myself starting to like just listen too much to what their story's going on and then wanting to, yeah, just do the rap or something. So I can't listen to it at work. So
All the women in the office would become upset.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. You talk.
I was gonna bring in. Okay, I was super excited about this. Like I was gonna show you all last week, because I watched the video and I couldn't stop laughing, and I was like, all right, I gotta show them this. Okay, so there's a hip hop artist named Gunplay, and I don't know much about him. I tried listening to his music after I heard what had happened, and it's whatever. Anyways, he's like, I don't know, he's like a B or C rated hip hop artist, right? He's not super big, but World Star, you guys remember that website? World Star Hip Hop.
Yeah. World Star.
It's like YouTube for hip hop, and it's like before YouTube. I could be wrong, but that's how I remember it at least. So I don't know why it comes up in my news feed like Gunplay says this about Asian people on Instagram or something, and I listened to it and it was vile. It was real awful, and all the awful things you can think about saying to Asian people. So that wasn't the funny part, obviously. The funny part was his apology that came like a day later or something. So I'm going to show you his apology. I found it on YouTube, but there's a weird picture next to it that's like an Instagram post. So don't pay any attention to that. Pay attention to his awful. Well, I'll let you be the judge of it, of the apology.
Hey, I'm making this.
Okay, hold on. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you can, or a thumbs down if you can hear the sound, because I lost the picture.
But
just let me know if you could hear it. I'm gonna start playing it.
Hey, I'm making this post real quick for World Star #1.
Okay, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Here we go.
Because they got me on there hating on Asians, dog. When I love Asians, I watch Japanese porn. So shut the fuck up, first of all. Second of all, motherfucking, you didn't see when the motherfucker was trolling me, calling me nigger the whole time, trolling me the whole time. So if you come with a knife at a fight, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking front of your forehead with my words. So I fuck with the Asian communities. My jeweler's Asian. Shout out to @Frankie Diamonds. You know what I'm saying? I have no problems with Asians. I would love to, fuck an Asian bitch. I've been to the motherfucking massage place and fuck one before. They got some good pussy. You see what I'm saying? So, dog, I'm trying to get me some Asian pussy here. You're fucking me up now. Shout out to the Asians, but that other motherfucker, he could die a violent AK-47 death in front of his kids and mama. I wouldn't mind. You see what I'm saying? But for the Asian community, I love y'all. For real. I fuck with y'all. Y'all are vibes. So just let it be known. All right.
All right, that's it.
Oh my God. That was the most real apology I've seen in a while.
The most real.
Yeah.
Holy
That was straight from the heart.
Well, it certainly wasn't scripted.
Yeah, he just let it all out there.
I don't know about y'all, but I certainly believe him.
Right.
No.
I was watching it with Fish, and she just looked at me afterward and she went, so close.
Like, why do guys think that's like the highest compliment of like, you know what, I would sleep with you? And it's like, you would sleep with anyone. That's not a...
Yeah, it's a low bar.
It's a pretty low bar. I was watching another Asian rapper respond to it. I guess, I don't know if he knows him or he's on the same level of rap.
Would you be able to translate it for us?
Oh yes, I'll translate. He he basically was like, why did he mention his jeweler? We do not care about your jeweler. How does that help you? It's not helping you. And then I love that he shouted out the jeweler too. He's like, by the way, hashtag whatever the name of the jewel shop, or
Yeah, you know what it is.
you know what it is.
Is that the new, like, I have a black friend? It's like, I have an Asian jeweler, so we're good.
It's the total equivalent.
I mean, the words were all wrong, you know? Like, he didn't, like, have the right words, but, like, the heart was very clearly there. Like, so clearly he has a problem in his relationships with women, you know, just in general, not necessarily Asian women, just women, period.
Oh, if anything, this just showed his awfulness towards something else.
Yeah, but, like, he has more broad issues with broads.
Broad as in a woman?
Yeah.
He's got some broad issues.
Hey,
you couldn't look for a better apology. If I ever need to publicly apologize by something, I'm taking notes from this guy.
I make that whole thing my ringtone.
You're rating the whole thing? 1 minute long.
Wait, no, because I don't have to answer. I'm gonna make it like my message notification.
Okay.
You know, then just play in the background.
You should make it your voicemail. You guys ever? Did you like record a song by holding your?
Oh yeah.
Look at that. So yeah, thanks for letting me show you that. I had to show somebody else. It's so good.
I just kind of want to start using that for everything, but like change the career.
Mhm.
Like, I love French people. I have a French shoe repairman. I have an Irish bartender.
French shoe repairman.
Almost French. Yeah.
Like no
Make
French friend, just like people
I love
that do work for you.
Say it
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
What other like? Yeah, my Swedish barista,
Massage therapist.
the Swedish massage therapist. Well, then it's too on the nose, maybe.
You're a Swedish meatballer.
Meatball.
I don't know.
I have a German dog walker.
Women dog walker, yes. So good.
Has anyone seen that? I just saw it today. The Call Me by Your Name. Has anyone seen that video?
No.
Movie?
Yeah, the movie's amazing.
Or not the video.
Video game
You want
based
to?
off of the movie?
Or yeah, it's
I want to.
Little
I
Nas
haven't heard
X. I don't know if
about it.
anyone's heard. I can't
I
hear
haven't
heard
anybody.
anything. I'd like to hear about the video game that's based off of it, though.
Is there?
I'm just assuming because you said.
Do you want me to pull it up, Phil?
Yeah, if you want to check it out, it's like the latest thing.
Oh God, it's Lil Nas X.
Yeah, that one, Lil Nas X.
All right, fine.
I just saw this today. I saw parts of it and I was like, what? And then I just watched it and I was like, oh man.
This is the rap. It's really long, so well, I mean, I can play the whole thing if you want.
No, yeah, you can skip around or just jump towards the end.
This
You'll
Is
is
there any
know.
particular thing? Yeah. And
this is the guy, by the way, that made the like country hip hop.
Old Town Road?
Yes, that guy.
Old Town Road? That's it.
Something like that. All right. Too much?
Yeah. If anything, right where you ended it is right where it was
Like
about
a
to
big
get.
lap dance, so that's probably a good place. To
Yeah.
another film where Dylan is like, there was nothing biblical about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't see the connections. I don't see it.
This is why
Yeah.
I'm an atheist.
Yeah. Yeah, the beginning, no, that wasn't like the Garden of Eden. He wasn't making out with like the snake.
Dude, these new like news topics, like NBC News, Nike the shoe company denies involvement with Lil Nas X Satan shoes containing human blood. What? What is happening?
It's like a lot of hip hop is like revamping rock and roll stuff, which is pretty interesting
Bringing back some Limp
to
Bizkit?
see. Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah, I can't wait till we get there.
Rock-
Here I am.
Rock-
You can turn your hat around, Dylan, and you can start breaking shit.
It's all about the cookie. That was my.
What?
I feel like they talk a lot about cookies. Limp Bizkit.
No,
I did it all for vegan cookies. Come on, the cookies. Come on.
Okay, I found it. I found the shoes. All right. I think maybe it's best if I just pull it up here. So the shoes that Nike denies involvement with are these Nike Air Max 97s containing 60 cc of ink and 1 drop of human blood.
Sick.
There's 666 pairs.
Oh my God. This is so great. Dude, listen, if I cared about like humanity more on a deeper level, I'd be like, is this the right direction for our children? But like,
I love it. I love it because it's like it means there's like mixing it up now. Like you know, I don't know. When the old establishment gets shooken up by the younger one, that's usually a sign that there's something new coming along. So
yeah.
Well, that's really the question, right? Is the new good? I was thinking about you earlier today, Tito, while I was in the shower.
Thank you.
And I realized you're chaotic neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Like you love the chaos. Your infatuation with Lil Nas X is a good example of it. Your infatuation.
I don't know if you use the word infatuation correctly, but like, sure, keep going.
Okay, fine. Your infatuation with Kanye West is what I was actually thinking about. I don't know how much you actually love his politics or his whatever, but you love that he is fucking with everything.
Yes. Yeah. I love, maybe this isn't going to square with Kanye, but in general, I love inoffensive or harmless chaos.
Right. Well, I think that's
yeah, which is partly what like everybody in comedy is, and what you, Dylan, definitely are. You're chaotic.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Anybody else play D&D, or is it Tito and I both?
I got it.
Are you chaotic neutral, Phil?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna look them all up because I forget. It's lawful, neutral, and chaotic, and then it's evil, neutral, and good.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, I think
then there is no chaotic neutral, right?
There's chaotic chaotic good and chaotic evil.
Mm-hmm. I would think I'm chaotic good or chaotic neutral, or maybe Dylan, you're chaotic good.
I might be chaotic good. Maybe.
Yeah. I feel like we're like pumping ourselves up, starting to feel gross. Like when you're like in middle school and you're like, yo, I have a new nickname for myself. You know, I'm Big T or whatever. Like
that was his real nickname, wasn't it? You're pretending like you just came up with it, but that's what they really called you.
All right.
That's what you called yourself for a week, isn't it, Big T?
And you're hoping to
look
again.
I look in the mirror and give myself a pep talk. Come on, Big T.
Got this, Big T. Everybody's gonna call you it today, Big T.
You know what you should do? You should start walking around with like a jug and put a few like pouches in there, and like, you know, steep them throughout the day. That way it'll catch on. People will be like, oh, that's Big T drinking some Big T.
Oh, you guys are saying tea. I was hearing teat. Like
What's
like a cow teat or
Yeah.
an
that's how you
udder
grab it? You grab your cow teat like this?
teat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to massage the milk down. So I thought you were going to get like a milk jug and put little teats and start squeezing it out so people would get the idea that you're big teats.
Oh my God.
Megan, that's for you. Your big teeth. That's behind your back.
So
Go ahead.
I wanted to bring up another thing that happened within these past weeks. The day before I went on this trip to Florida, I went out and I did my first open mic in a year.
Nice.
Like just started doing one at Red Velvet, and it was fun. But I heard through some connections that there is a secret underground open mic that is happening in Albuquerque. And not everybody, and here's the thing, only a few people know about it. Not all the comics in Albuquerque know about it. It's happening inside a dude's house. I'm not gonna say who, but I went to it last night.
Nice.
Yeah, and just the fact that it's like secret, like added to it. It was exciting. And so it's just like the room is like very little audience and mostly comics. And so we all sit down and they just like there's no sign-up sheet. Like they just go in like the rows of the like your seat placement. And like this guy has like a great setup. There's like a fire pit outside. He had like nachos and pizza and like a ton of beer. And they was just hanging. I left at 4 a.m.
Dang.
It felt like when I first jumped into comedy, and it was so exciting, and it felt so much fun to like be up on stage, and the energy was great. God, it was so awesome. So yeah, there's a hidden comedy speakeasy in Albuquerque.
I was gonna say another speakeasy.
Yeah, but a real one. It's a real one. It's been going on they've done a good job. It's been going on for a few months, and like very few people know about it.
How many of you were there?
Comics. Let's say between like 10 and 15.
Okay.
Yeah, like about an hour and a half of a open mic show. Yeah, and a few more audience people and stuff. But like it was real cool. Megan, you're on mute.
Did you say between 2 and 15?
No, I said between 10 and 15.
Like you had there were either 2 people there or 15. I'm not sure, somewhere in between that. Okay, 10 and 15 makes more sense. Gotcha.
Yes.
I just found out that this is a little off topic from what you're saying, but that like certain cultures in the world don't have numbers for like past 5. And so maybe Tito has that. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, many. There's just many comics. But it's very like small like populations like in Africa and small populations in like indigenous.
How can a culture not get to 10? Like your fingers. How can you stop at one hand? Like that culture like deserves like their place in life.
Yeah, I just watched a documentary about it, but this guy was talking about he was talking about how people think about numbers, because the question that came up was like, when you look at something, how do we innately know something's like 4 or there's 3 of them? Do we sit there and count it? Like, what is the process? So we kind of explained the process, and then also explained that like, yeah, some cultures don't even like think past 5 certainly, but they don't have the vocabulary for it, so they don't use those words. It's interesting. So there's many comics at this speakeasy, which is great.
Yes, there was past 5.
Past 5.
There's many.
Did you have a whole new set? What did you do? Old stuff? What'd you do?
I did. I washed my hand, but like the ink is like still there, kind of. Yeah, it was almost all new stuff except one joke where the punchline is Mobius strip. And do people know what a Mobius strip is? Like it's like it's a perfect punchline for this concept, but like a Mobius strip is a strip of, oh god, this feels like complex. Look it up. Look, you take okay, you know how like you get like that band of paper for like a concert and it goes around your wrist?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so like it's a long thin strip of paper, bring it together, and there's like an inside plane and an outside plane. But if before you join it, you put a half twist in the paper, then connect it, what you've done is you've created, you can run your finger along the entire thing and you'll touch both sides because it's actually it's a single planed three-dimensional object. It's like a two-dimensional, three-dimensional object. Yeah, it's very unique and cool. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Mine
like
looks
you could run, yeah, you could run your finger along it, and it looks like it's one plane of existence now.
Did you write this like backwards where you're like, I need a punchline that has to do with a Mobius strip? Because why?
No, I didn't. I wrote it forwards. And I arrived at like, oh, Mobius strip is like a perfect punchline. Damn it. Very few people are going to get what I'm doing.
So it's pretty normal. You went to a room with mostly comics and then told jokes that are hard for us dummies.
Well, no, I mean, it's a dumb joke. You know, it's a dumb, crass joke, and the punchline is a smart.
Could you tell us?
Sure. The basic concept is like, it's a masturbation joke. The idea of like, oh, like we all masturbate, and there's a problem because like I'll masturbate and I'll like think about women or something, but then I get the chance to like hook up with a woman and I can't do it because I just masturbated about it. You know that problem, right? What?
Set it up again. I'm so sorry I missed it.
Look, it's the idea of like can't perform because you've been like masturbating.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that. But like I can't hook up with someone because like I just masturbated about hooking up with this woman. But I realized like, oh, that's kind of like a life hack. So like I could like I failed at something that I masturbated to. So like what else? Like I want to stop smoking. So like I masturbated to myself, the idea of myself smoking. And now like when I see a cigarette, I can't get hard, so I don't smoke. Like, problem solved.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then I realized like, oh, you know what? I'm masturbating too much. So I masturbated to myself masturbating, and my dick turned into a Mobius strip.
Nice.
It's like it seemed like a nice cap to that whole thing. Like
it is.
Can't think of something better than Mobius strip.
Yeah, you don't even have to cap it with that, but it's good. I like it.
Yeah, I like broken logic stuff like that. Like it's just dumb.
It just sucks that you have to have a PowerPoint in order for us to know, in order for people.
That's how you know it's a quality joke.
We had to have a diagram and a photo.
By the way, this is a Mobius strip, and he's like twisting a piece of paper.
But I told that last night, and like the audience laughed. I was like, y'all know what a Mobius strip is? And then someone's like, yeah, we're not idiots. Like, okay.
Like this.
Excuse me.
You fuckers.
They're not like the group that had to Google it and make their own.
Yeah.
Oh, I get
like,
it.
oh, I should have laughed.
It's a Mobius stripe.
It's a Mobius stripe. I keep rubbing my eyebrow. I think I have like this thing where like this tick where like I'm like always rubbing the side of my face where I'm like breaking out. But the other day I like hit my finger against something, and so it started to develop like a scab. And I went to go like rub my eye earlier. Like I had something in my eye and I like scratched my own eyeball with my own scab. It's so it's so stupid. I'm like so sad. With my own finger scab. And then it made me think about this conversation I had with my with my research professor when I was getting my master's at UNM. And I remember telling him, he's like, is there something wrong with your eye? I was like, I think I scratched it. He's like, you think? And I was like, I might, maybe I was asleep or something, but I feel like I scratched it. And he's like, I was like, so I don't know what to do. He's like a baby? You mean like a baby? You know how they like put
They have their mitts.
so I've just been scratching my eyeballs like a baby. I felt really dumb after he said like a baby. And so I left New Mexico. That was the order of events. That's why I'm gone.
You put yourself in timeout, got yourself a juice box, and took a nap.
Exactly. What have you been doing, Phil?
Me, just work, really. I just sit and work.
Do you
all
work from
day.
home?
Yeah, so I'm literally just like in front of my computer
Petting your cat.
all day. And yeah, and I don't know why he's bugging right now, but yeah, so I don't know. The road trip, what Tito said sounds fun. So I think I'm gonna start getting out because I haven't really left the house since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Just no reason to, but now it's like, all right, it's been a full year. It's time to go.
Have you been to Telluride?
No, actually.
You've heard of it though? Do you know anything about it?
Mm-mm. No, it's not.
Telluride's a place in Colorado, and I got to go there with my old roommate Ashley Mayo. I don't know if you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the burlesque performer. And it's maybe the most beautiful place I've been to. It's this like idyllic mountain town in Colorado, and it's so small. There's one road in and the same road out because it's surrounded by mountain ranges on three sides, and there's waterfalls.
nice.
And it's gorgeous, and it's 5.5 hours from here.
Oh, cool.
And
yeah, see, that sounds pretty doable. So
yeah, it's really beautiful, and that's what I would think about for like a nice road trip.
That's awesome. Yeah, the few road trips I've been on have always just kind of been get there. Like, I don't know, I don't really have that much fun on the actual drive part. Just, I don't know. But yeah, like the events talking.
Cocaine, you'll be set.
What's that?
More freestyle and more cocaine. And it sounds like
that's true. I didn't do any of those things, and I think that's where I messed up. So
yes, everybody should do this.
Well, I hope
that definitely makes sense.
When you're like traveling for longer than 24 hours, you're like, we're gonna have to get a hotel. You kind of settle into like, I guess we better just enjoy this road trip. Otherwise, I would be like gnashing at the teeth to get to the destination. Like you. Normally, that's what I want, just to get there.
Yeah.
Have you thought about any places?
Nowhere really just yet. Like I've done probably like Las Vegas or something. That's always a fun little trip. Just go out there for a little bit. So I don't know.
Las Vegas, Nevada or New Mexico?
Nevada. New Mexico, because like that town is nuts, guys.
Yo, they got Pinon out the Yang.
Dude, that's such a good name for one of those Pinon trucks. Pinon at the Yang.
I love that expression.
Good. What about you, Megan? What have you been up to?
I was on spring break this last week, so I went up to Pagosa Springs for a few days with the family. And
I saw your picture. It said we did it. I didn't know what you did though.
We did it. Oh, we did an escape room there.
You what?
We did an escape room while we were there. So the lady that ran the escape room took that picture of the family members that did it. So that's what we did. We survived.
Nice. What kind of escape room was it?
It was
pandemic.
Louis C.K. in one room. And then the next room had Bill Cosby.
And the next room had COVID.
It was a serial killer. We stole he thought we stole his Jack in the Box. So, but then he had to go help some customers. He owned like an antique shop. So he was about to kill us, and then some customers came. So we only had an hour until he finished helping the customers to find his Jack in the Box and give it back to him.
Jack in the Box, the restaurant or the toy?
I thought that too. I was like, that's jacked up. You guys took his food. I'd be pissed too.
Which one? I'm still
More pissed. The like toy.
Okay. It's like I want my curly fries back.
He was hangry.
Ah!
Really needed that. His blood sugar was dropping.
Was this just like backstory, or was there like an actual person playing that role?
It was the backstory. I was stressing out because they were gonna like play a video, and then sometimes I've been to escape rooms where they do have people that like come bang on the door.
Actors.
But it's pandemic time, so they have a skeleton staff for the real Simon Killer. So it was just video. So it wasn't as scary as I was worried about, but it was good.
I've never done
so life's getting back to normal.
Sorry, I think you
haven't done one before?
Yeah, I think you're lagging a little behind. Sorry. But you sounded great for a while.
We got the gist of it. You've never done an escape room, Dylan?
I haven't. No. You might need to log out and come back in, Meg. Oh no. No. Actually, I was thinking more relevant is what I haven't had. I had to think about this today. Is like an actual roommate. I've only ever had 2 roommates, and they were always like a significant other. One of them is right now.
And who's the other one? Who's the other one?
God damn it. So the reason I was thinking about it though is because so Fish's cousin's kind of in trouble, not in trouble. Her boyfriend and her broke up, and so anyway, she needs a place to stay for a few months, and so she's going to come stay here. And so I was thinking about it, like freaking out a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a roommate, like kind of somebody who I'm not romantically involved with that is gonna be sharing a space with me, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm gonna need like, advice, because I know you two have had plenty of roommates.
Well, I mean, like, you need to learn how to not fuck who you're living with, because that's all you've ever done.
Rule number one.
Boundaries, usually the rule number 1 is if they're roommates, you respect them.
If it happens, I'll cry about it, and I'll say it's all I know. I've never.
I mean, unless Fish is cool with it, Yeah.
I'm sure she will be. Megan, I'm telling them I've never had a roommate, but I'm going to kind of have my first one, only for like a few months. It's Fish's cousin trying to get back on her feet. So I've like never had a roommate. So they're telling me my first job is to not have sex with the roommate, because that's all I've ever known for roommates, because I've never had.
It's just an expectation you have now?
With my roommates, yes.
See, I've never had a live-in boyfriend. So I think my boyfriend would be really pissed if he lived with me. And I was like, nope, don't touch me, please. Thank you.
So Megan's giving you opposite advice.
Have you had a roommate though, Megan?
I have had like 15 roommates.
Dang.
At the same time?
The most I've had 5 at the same time when I lived at UNM.
Oh, wow.
And then one semester I got 5 new ones. So like my freshman year, I had 10 roommates.
How big are these rooms?
They're 6-room apartments kind of that I lived in. And then the next year I got 5 more. And then the next year I got 5 more. So we're up to 20. I've had 23 roommates in my life.
Wow.
Dang.
One shower? I want to live alone.
How many
2 showers?
2 showers.
And 1 bed?
1 twin bed.
1 twin bed that you had to just like sleep on.
So what's your advice for me then, since you've had so many, your roomies?
Clean up after yourself. Respect common areas. Yeah, that's pretty much the main thing.
We can do that, I think.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't want that to be done to you, then don't do that. Like if you don't want dirty dishes or something in the sink, then don't leave them. I don't know.
Dishes are like the most common problem area with roommates. It's very easy to be like, well, I cleaned up last time, so you clean up this time, or like, I'm gonna clean up just my dishes or whatever. And it's very easy that it's like the main contention.
And it's better just to ask them like, hey, can you do this? Rather than like, oh, they never wash the dishes and like wait for them to do it.
Yeah. Or you just get the mode of like, I'm doing dishes. I'm just going to do like, you know, the plate and cup that Logan left, like whatever, you know, we're not going to keep spreading.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be petty about little things sometimes. You know, if it's little, it doesn't matter.
That I kind of have that already with fish. Like we'll imply like, well, I think you're doing the dishes, right? But yeah. So I was washing out the Tupperware the other day, and we had a lot of leftovers for some reason. So it was like 4 or 5 Tupperwares that I was washing out, and she's like, they were in there for so long. She's like, I probably would have just thrown it away. And I was like, you're throwing away the Tupperware? She's like, yeah. Well, it kind of, you know, they build up the smell and I'm like, what? You would throw away I wouldn't, unless it was like really cheap Tupperware, I guess.
But like, was it plastic Tupperware or was it glass Tupperware?
It was plastic, but like, you know, thick plastic, real good.
Okay, but like plastic is porous. Like it will develop that. Eventually you got to throw plastic away. You don't know this because like barely function in the kitchen. Like
I don't know how to do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, glass is the best. Like if it's glass, you can clean that like 1,000 times. But
so
if it's
it's for my new
plastic, just throw it into the ocean. Usually is what I do. And
wait till you see a turtle and try and hit it.
I was just thinking I should like precariously leave like glasses with juice in them, like just on the edges of tables for the new roommate, just to see how they do.
Not well. They won't
just test them.
Well, then it's their fault.
Oh, also, you know, like this is gonna kind of bleed into like refrigerator space. That's a thing. So like you can be, I mean, you and Fish don't really have this, I guess, because you both stick stuff in each other's mouths. But that was a quality terrible sentence. But you can do like, just you get the bottom shelf, we get the top shelf, or whatever. Or don't worry about it. You get the left side, we get the right side. There's a way to demarcate.
I'm super rich now, so I'd probably just buy another fridge. That seems like why solve all your problems like with like sharing? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should buy a mini fridge.
No, full-size fridge. We'll put it right next to the other fridge.
You should get like a timer or like a Nest or something, like a Google Nest, so that way like the heat, you can keep it on your temperature. That way no one can mess with it. So there's no contention there. It's always set to whatever degrees you want.
I thought I thought Nest was
very Phil move.
And I thought you were telling me to get one of those cameras
to make sure that they're not going near the thermostat.
You could do that too.
I see you. Back away. Hey, don't do that. 78 degrees is the perfect temperature. Stop it.
Exactly. Yeah, so you could just, exactly. You could just take the opposite route and just kind of like, already what's best for them because it's your house. So you could just
like tell
them what's what.
This is my tripwire. Just don't trip over it because I like it that way. So leave it alone. That's how.
Exactly.
I got to make it as.
I like to leave all my fragile bottles right here, close to the door, just delicately, askew.
Askew. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all like clean the bathroom with some regularity or not, but for when I had roommates, we would have like a scheduled thing, like this week, once a week you just like wipe down everything. Like I got this week, Carl had the next week, and then Matcher the next week. So it's like, okay, I'm only cleaning like once a month.
Okay.
Because it's rotates, and that's good to keep on top of that. I don't know if you're afraid, because I go to people's houses and their bathrooms are terrible. Like, just buy some gloves, like some disposable gloves, latex, and like a pumice stone and a sponge, and then you throw it out, and then your shit's clean.
Into
Remember
the ocean.
I was gonna pay Tito to clean the grout in my tile in my last place. Do you remember that?
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, I got the place and the grout was just awful, and I was like, Tito.
You're a grout guy.
You used that voice on me, and I was weakening.
You're a grout guy. You like grout? Come on.
Route.
You like a pumice stone and disposable gloves. Clean my toilet, you ass.
I remember an old girlfriend first came over to my house, and she thought I was gay because like my bathroom was clean.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, she told me. She's like, I thought when I first came over here, I thought that you were secretly gay because like your house was clean. And it's like, my place isn't that clean. Like,
The guys are disgusting.
But guys are disgusting. But
As
like,
a straight woman, I can tell you that very few guys have clean bathrooms. Like, you never know. You might walk in the bathroom and you're like, yeah, I can hold it for the rest of my life to avoid using this restroom.
For the rest of my life.
well, like guys might go the bare minimum of like, well, I'm gonna like wipe the top of the sink and that's it. You go to use the bathroom and you're like, oh, this is a nightmare.
Not even that. The bare minimum for them is like, I'm gonna flush once a week.
Yeah.
They don't even flush.
They'll have that like ring around the toilet. It's
gross.
I'm sorry, but guys are gross.
Do you, at the dorms, I'm assuming you weren't able to like share rooms with opposite sex, or were you?
Not like in the contract.
Okay.
And I would have been allowed to bring boys over, but boys didn't like me in college. So I took the opportunity.
Boys didn't like you in college when you
Boys don't like me.
Aww, boys like you.
Only online boys like me. Boys like boys.
Only online boys. That sounds like a really good like song or something. Online boys like me. You should totally like just get some auto-tune, Megan, and you can make that.
Auto-tune, screw you. I have a beautiful voice.
Guys, I've seen her at karaoke. She was pretty much Disney songs.
Little Mermaid specifically.
Yeah.
Got to represent.
It's so hard to find someone that's willing to represent Disney.
Sure.
You're really going out of the way, Megan.
Well, that's the only thing people react to. Like if you do karaoke to a Disney song, people are usually like, yeah, fuck yeah. If you do like Fiona Apple, people are like, ugh. Song over.
I did a car ride once from Montana to Southern California in a car with 4 women who were all obsessed with Disney soundtracks.
Oh God.
About half the time it was karaoke Disney, and I was done. It was so bad.
That's like an hour-long car drive that you could tolerate Disney.
Just about, yeah. That's about the extent that I'd be able to.
Yeah.
Now I know. I don't get in a car with Disney fans, I think is the thing. So don't get in a car with Scott now that he's left us for good.
That he's left us.
Oh, Scott.
He's in Disneyland.
And
he
then
went to Disneyland.
Is Wes gone too? Are we now down to 4 instead of down to fun?
I feel like Wes never arrived.
Down to 5 or down to 4?
Nobody else could make it.
Down to 4.
I'm assuming Wes I feel like he come and goes when he wants.
He's like a house cat. Like we got to leave his little saucer of milk out for him because he's going to show up sometimes, you know?
Yes. Yeah. He has to eat.
We don't want him to like feel unaccepted when he does want to come around, you know?
I still need to pet him. I need to hear him purr.
You get the little cat toy out.
Whoa.
Ball on a string.
Oh, that's a pretty good impression. So I'll let you know how the room me thing. I mean, it's only for a couple of months. I'm sure it'll be.
A couple of months. How many?
I think so. We said like 3 or 4 max. Plus, like our landlord lives below us, and we were like, "Hey, we're just helping somebody out. Like, we don't have a new roommate. Please don't raise our rent."
Yeah, like 3 or 4 seems like the max that you can get away with that.
Yeah, I think so. And he's super chill. He didn't even like ask questions. He's like, "Yeah, it's cool, like, whatever." So we kind of lucked out. It's interesting because I live above the landlord, and there's like 6 people in that household, like him and his whole, like, not his family. He doesn't have kids, but like the brothers and the mother and the everybody. Go ahead.
So, like, we're doing like a very cursory view of this, but like, why has her life fallen apart? What flaws are she bringing to the table? What flaws are she bringing? That was a terrible sentence again. What flaws are she bringing to the table?
There goes that Florida talk again.
I just realized we all have the same color burgundy red on.
Tito, purple.
My hat, both of you and Phil have the.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's that she was living with her boyfriend. Now they're not, like they broke up, and she can either continue to live in Arizona, or she wants to kind of like start fresh. She doesn't like it out there. So, I mean, I wouldn't either. And so Fish offered like, "Hey, it's like, if you really need like help or whatever, we can help you." And she's like, "Yeah, well, I've always wanted to live in California. So we're going to see if we can get her life started in 3 to 4 months." Seems like a lot to ask, I think. It could be cool.
Yeah.
I need somebody to play board games with.
I'll play board games.
You'll play board games with me, Megan?
Yeah, I'm always up for a good board game. Monopoly, I get a little vicious, but I enjoy it.
All right, we'll try it.
Life? Have you played Life? That game's legit.
Have you seen the original Life board? That game was made in like the 30s, and one of the spots was like suicide. Yeah, there's all sorts of like crazy, like, this isn't really for kids. This is for
institutional.
It was real life.
Come home to wife cheating.
Wife cheating.
Yeah.
Wife
Secretary complains to HR.
Falsely accused of murder.
Yeah. And undesirable moves into the neighborhood.
Undesirable. That's so good. Did I ever tell you guys my dad was accused of murder at one point?
Dope.
I don't think so.
I have a really weird name where like my first name is Welsh, Dylan. My last name is Mexican, and my 2 middle names are like Japanese and Mexican again. Japanese and white. I don't know. Anyways, I have a lot of names, and I remember asking my dad, like, "Why is my name so stupid and long?" And he's like, "Well, because I don't want you to get accused of murder." I'm like, what the hell?
What?
So when my dad was in college, I think it was college, but anyways, he lived out of state. All of my family's from California, but he was living in Arizona for college, and there was a knock on his door, and they're like, well, they said my dad's name, and my dad's like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Yeah, you're being arrested for 2nd-degree murder or whatever." My dad's like, "What the hell?" And they just immediately arrested him and then took him to jail. And they were, my dad's like, "You got the wrong guy. My name's really common. You got the wrong guy." And eventually I think my dad's twin reached out to their dad, and they're like, "Come help us out. Like, there's something going on here." And so I think, as my dad said, he was like he got transported to like another jail. And it was maybe like the more permanent, murderer's jail. I don't know. And maybe that's
take him to permanent murderer jail now.
Isn't all murder permanent?
I meant the jail.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I love the thought of just like, all right, you've been a very bad boy. Get him to naughty bad time jail.
I guess it's called,
Or
maybe he was being transferred to prison. I don't know. This is probably 40 years ago. But anyways, my grandfather intercepted it and was like, here's his birth certificate. I'm his dad, and here's all of the information. Like, you have the wrong guy. And they're like, oh shit, we have the wrong guy. And so they let him go. But that is why me and all of my siblings have like super unique four-word names, because nobody would ever have our names. Because murder.
Because of murder.
Because of murder. Do you guys have as fun
Murder.
name placement because of not murder?
I was almost named Siobhan.
Whoa.
As a first name?
Yeah, but it's spelled Ciabon. That's because my mom watched soap operas. So I would have had a very cool life with that name and explaining that name.
It's pronounced Siobhan?
Siobhan. It's Irish.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's like a weirdly beautiful spelling for like the way it sounds. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've always
like the spelling better than the name.
yeah.
Cinnabon.
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 That sounds more like a nickname. They call me Cinnabuns.
2 buns.
Isn't that the name of the company that produced the Power Rangers? Cinnabon?
That's Cyaban or something, right?
Oh, no, I don't know.
S-I-A-B-A-N?
Sibian. I don't know.
No.
I thought it was just Chemical X that made them.
You're thinking Mutant X.
Might be thinking of the Mutant Turtles.
Oh wait, did you say Power Rangers or Powerpuff Girls?
It's a Power Rangers.
Rangers.
Oh, never mind.
I thought
Powerpuff was good, right?
I never.
watched it.
I liked it. It was great. Yes.
Thank you.
It was great.
It was legit.
I want
It was.
that to be all of Phil's like reviews of things. I liked it. It was good. Yes. It ends with yes.
I liked it. It was good. Yes.
Phil kind of looks like he's growing out of the couch right now. Like he's just like a little top part of a body growing out of the couch. All he does is review TV shows.
Those
It's
90s.
good. I have nothing else to do, so.
Become part of the couch.
That's those 90s drug commercials
The like
Exactly.
girl.
where you're like in the
I used to be cool. Then I started watching TV and smoking pot.
And then I became cooler.
Now I became cooler. And now I'm on the internet.
The weak ass thumbs up.
It hurts. Like,
So I had my very first
Date.
back up. I've had a couple of like panic attacks, but when I moved to Albuquerque, I had my 2 panic attacks there total, in the total of like however long I was there, 4 years or something. God, how long was I there? 6 years. I was there for 6 years. And since I moved out here last weekend or the weekend before, I had like a 3-day like low. I don't think it's a panic attack, but low level, or like it was an anxiety that was debilitating enough that I was like, I don't want to work. I don't want to do shit. Like it was like hard to breathe. And it was like 3 days straight. So it was
Jesus.
real.
Wait,
Yeah,
so you didn't reach out to any of us during that because you just like thought we all hated you secretly?
I just feel like you guys would have made it worse.
That's fair.
would have been like, boo!
You think you have anxiety? I've been dealing with it since I was 5.
I know, jeez. Yeah, what do you need help with?
Well, I actually had a feeling as
Yeah.
I was saying it, I was like, oh shit, they probably had plenty of those.
Yeah, I used to have really bad like ones like that too, where it's like I can't get out of bed because it's like I feel like my head is gonna like freak out or
But
something.
yours is in your, like mine was in my chest. It just felt like,
Is in your chest. Usually, I mean, it kind of depends. Like I don't know, because like it feels like my head feels like I have Sprite in my head,
right?
and Sprite like a fizzy soda in my head.
Whoa.
And then like my chest would like beat really fast and I would start to like freak out, so I would just like lie in bed hoping I wouldn't die. But I don't know, what you have to realize is like it's the worst that's going to happen is if you do have an anxiety attack or whatever, is you're just going to pass out like that.
Pass
That's
out.
Maybe
yeah,
he
you'll
can
just
get
pass
on the
out.
way down.
Have you
Yeah.
passed from it?
No, I've never, but I mean for some reason that calmed me down. It's like, oh well, I won't die. It's like I'll just pass out at the most and then reset. Cool, that's fine.
How
That's
did
what helped me, at least. Just like that little bit of knowledge was one thing that had helped. Where it's just like you won't die from it. Like your body is freaking out, thinking it's going to, but it's not.
It's actually weird that you say that, because like I try to, like, there's a really gorgeous huge cemetery that I live next to, so like I just like went and walked over there and I was like, my life could be worse, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, this seems like a better place for me.
Yeah. I thought you were scoping out real estate, like there.
How does yours manifest, Meg?
I don't really get, like, I feel like I have constant anxiety, but I don't get panic attacks necessarily. The only panic attacks I've had have been like phobia induced, because I have a real bad phobia of like bugs.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So usually it's like once that situation's dealt with, then I'm able to like calm down, but I'll like burst into tears and like panic and can't breathe. And it happened a few months ago. I was trying to like fix my internet, and so I moved this couch in my office, and behind it were a bunch of dead cockroaches. And I've kind of gotten over cockroaches after living at UNM because there's
you have to.
So like just one at a time, I'm okay with killing, but there were like at least 20 cockroaches behind this couch. And my mom was staying with me that week, and so I asked her, I was like, hey mom, can you like help me out with these cockroaches and vacuum them up? And she's like, ooh, no, I don't think I can do that. So I was like, fine, I can do it. So I went and got the vacuum and I was scooping them up and it was going okay. And then I tried to like empty it in the trash, and I looked at the nozzle and I saw like all these dead cockroaches like staring at me with like their little legs, and they were basically saying like, you killed me. And I think I had a handheld vacuum that I was using, and they were all stuck on the nozzle and wouldn't go in. So I'm trying to dump them in the trash, and then the trash fell over when I was dumping them in, and I panicked and like threw it and started crying and like begging my mom to help me. It was a shit show of a night, but once she took care of the cockroaches, I was better. But that's usually what brings it on.
Oh. If you need help, you know I live close by. So.
Is it normally like any bug, or is it like kind of more specifically roaches?
More so like big bugs. So there's
like million leggers, or
do you guys know what vinegarons are?
What?
They don't vinegarons. They're called like whiptail scorpions. They're more in like southern New Mexico, and they're just like these big, ugly things. And during the monsoon season, they usually come up from the ground, and they're all over Silver City. And I like panic the whole time I'm visiting.
Oh, I hate those things. Yeah, I've seen those. Those are ugly. I hate those things. Yeah.
They're like this big. They're huge, and they're ugly.
Well, Meg, you can look away.
Are those things called like children of the night or whatever?
No, but those are also creepy too.
It's actually it's huge.
They're not poisonous. But
they're just like creepy looking.
So those used to like throw me into panic attacks when I'd see them. There was one time we were moving me to college, and my dad, we had to get some stuff out of the garage. So my dad's entering the code, and I'm like standing right by him, and it's going up, and I guess there was a vinegar like on the garage. So when he opened it, it fell like inches from me. And we had this long driveway. I ran to the neighbors screaming, get away from this thing. So yeah, so mostly like big bugs, tarantulas. I think it's just like unexpected. So
if it's more, you get caught off guard by a bug, that would cause you to more panic than.
Yeah, it feels like an invasion, or like,
I mean, you would have hated my old place like that. I don't know what, like, I don't know, like, if we woke up the nest of ants underneath the house or something, but just the summer I was there, they just started climbing up the roof and into my bedroom. And so, like, there would be ants climbing along the roof. That would be like in the windows. And so, yeah, I had a pretty bad like anxiety for a while of just always checking the corners of the ceiling, because they would just be climbing around and then some would fall on you, and it's just a big mess. It was a big nightmare.
And my things like,
yeah,
kill it with a shoe or a spray, I'm usually okay. So ants, they don't bug me so much. But
yeah, ants, I feel like it's more disrespectful.
Yes. I definitely have a phobia of roaches. Like growing up in Florida, we have palmetto bugs, and like the roaches are like can be like 3 inches bit wide, and they look like they have giant eyes on their back, and they'll fly instead of walk anywhere. And so like you can hear the wings, and it always feels like they're flying right at you, and they're really fast. And like I've totally cried, like over from being overwhelmed by them. Like I totally have phobias of like.
Oh, I could. I would probably freak out too. I just saw a picture of them, like, oh yeah, I would freak out.
Yeah, it's horrible. But like, what's as bad as those are, what's almost as bad is like when you tell people like, oh, I don't like bugs or roaches or something, and somebody always has to be like, well, like, don't forget, they're more afraid of you, like than you are of them. And it's like, thanks, being really helpful, you like stupid piece of shit. Like, you've solved my life.
I don't think
well now.
What?
They seem pretty cocky, like when they're just hanging out there, like, what you gonna do, bitch? And I can't do anything except cry. So yeah. That's true.
I was at
what's causing your, oh, sorry, Dylan, I was going to say, what's causing you to freak out? Are you worried? Oh, Dylan, sorry.
Oh, me. Oh, my anxiety. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Vinegar rum.
Sorry, yeah, because Tita said it was 2 bugs. Mine is like worry. What's yours?
Mine was overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm like in a master's program. I'm like, I'm developing curriculum and I'm teaching it at the same time. And I have these huge teaching tests that are like, I just took one the other day, it was 4 hours long. And it's just like, so much shit. And I think it all just like hit me like on a Friday afternoon after I was like able to keep it together enough, like, close the laptop into this end of the school day. And I was just like, the whole rest of that day and the next day and even like into the Sunday, it was like real. So you know what I did for like, I've never masturbated. No, I'm just kidding. I've never now I can't stop thinking of the word masturbated. I've never meditated.
Jacked off.
Meditated.
Oh.
Same time. I did it at the same time. No, I've meditated before, but I've never meditated this much. And I use that Headspace app, which is real good. And I have like a premium account because of one of the organizations I'm a part of. They give us that, and I was like, I'll keep giving this a shot. And I've been using it over the last year and a half or so, but I've never it was like within like a day, I meditated for like 5 hours. Within like 24-hour span, and it was real nice. A couple of the times I fell asleep, and like I don't think that's the point of meditation, but it was like super helpful. So
that's good. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a convert. I'm Buddhist now. I'm just kidding.
Nice. You're no longer an atheist. You started believing in stuff.
So yeah, that was
good.
it's not. I didn't run into a black widow, but It was my life's Black Widow.
Your life's Black. That
Yeah,
master's
your life
program is scaring the
sound-
shit out of you.
Your life doesn't sound as hard as mine because you have fewer bugs in it, but I could understand.
It sounds like you're living in a pretty clean environment.
I remember I was at a dinner party once in New Mexico, and it was like an old house, but it was super nice, and it was Jess's boss's house and whatever. Anyways, it was an old super nice house, like these like wooden railings up top. And anyways, we're standing in the kitchen, we're all hanging out, and I like somehow behind Jessica a little bit, and I see a Black Widow just like land right on her shoulder.
No, I can't.
And so I just I opened up wide, and I was like, no. There was plastic cups, so I just got a plastic cup. I didn't say anything. I just got a plastic cup, and I just cupped it, and I got something like a coaster or something, and I just and at the point that I got the coaster and I'm flipping it over, that's when everybody's looking at me like, what the hell's going on? And Jess is like, what are you doing? And I was like, there's a Black Widow on your shoulder. I didn't want to, I knew it would have been worse if I told you. And
Yeah.
everybody was very impressed. I was pretty impressed. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
How very Buddhist.
As soon as you get off, you should have screamed, "You were gonna fucking die!"
Like,
No, as soon as I take it off, she turns around, and I just shove it on her face. And I felt like trying to help that little guy out. So yeah, that was my anxiety. It's gotten better though. I've been feeling much better.
That's amazing that you've meditated so much. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
It can when I've done it, I want to get back into it more. But I would normally have a break at work. And I would take the 30-minute break, and I would go on my meditation app, and I would meditate for 20 minutes. And it would be an amazing reset. And just doing that consistently every day.
So nice.
It has such a subtle impact on my life, but such a clearly helpful impact, you know? It's hard to describe, but it's very obvious once you feel it.
It is hard to describe. And I got to this point in one of the other apps that was kind of appreciating things a little bit more. So it's when I get up, oh, by the way, Headspace has a Netflix thing. So if you want to just check it out that way, it's super cool too. But they're I'll get up, and I'll just spend a minute before I actually just get up out of bed or whatever. And I'll just kind of appreciate things more, and appreciate the fact that I'm up and I'm breathing. And before I eat food, I just kind of just sit there for 30 seconds, just appreciate it for a little bit, and then I'll start eating. So I started doing that, and then I realized I looked like I was praying. So it felt
no.
Did you throw up?
Huh? Yeah, I
Did you
threw
throw
up.
up?
My body just lit, went aflame. I don't know how to say it. Yeah.
The demon inside you just started screaming and vomiting.
Yeah, all this black goo came out of my mouth.
You just started singing like an angel. You're oh, and you became holy.
Well, actually, I had to stop just sitting there with my head down and my eyes closed, because I was all right, I can't. This feels too much like growing up and feeling really weird. Did you get? Oh my gosh. So this is the fucking third or fourth day in a row. Fish keeps ordering these. What is this? Loaded fries? Carne asada fries. It's all vegan, by the way.
Duh.
I have news.
Vegan.
Carne means meat, so they've been tricking you with Spanish.
Well, vegans are appropriating the Mexicans pretty quickly. All those Mexicans with their fries, their nacho potatoes. Is this just for me to have a bite and then? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she's been ordering because she's tired of cooking for you and then cleaning up.
It's not getting better. Meditation tells me I shouldn't clean up. So Buddha says.
Buddha says.
Buddha says.
Exactly.
No, that's good. Usually I try to start the morning off by meditating or like listening to positive affirmations and incorporating giving thanks or something is something I've been doing for quite a while. And it's I feel like it's a very it's just a good energy or something that you just kind of have when you're thankful for little things.
Tell me about the affirmations. I've never done that.
Affirmations. I love like positive affirmations that are just like
Those negative affirmations.
exactly. Like those ones I used to look at and they were like really lame.
I'll never achieve anything I set my mind to.
Mhm. Let's see. I don't have any good ones. Oh shit, hold on. I'm on the wrong page here.
So you'll listen to it, or you'll like look up a page of it and you'll
It depends, because I mean YouTube has like some positive affirmation. They give you positive affirmations and like meditative music, so that's just kind of going on, and every now and then they'll say something like I am but that's boring, man. I don't know.
back when you were living life. I'm just kidding.
I was living life,
Well,
but
I'm glad it's all working out and there's no will or anything.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's totally cool. It's really like just everything is, if you really think about like what everybody's kind of experienced in like the past year, it's just fucking so crazy. And I think that's what kind of also exacerbated the problem and stuff was like we had to live together for 1 year. So we got like a whole year of lockdown living together. Squeezed in, which is pretty intense for anybody. Just trying to get to know somebody.
I mean, you weren't together forever before you were together for what, a year and a half or something before
Or, yeah, we were together for like a few months and then we moved in together and then we couldn't leave for an entire year. So that, you know what I mean? Like that's just a very big strain.
Yeah. My anniversary.
Emotionally too.
My second year, it's a 2-year anniversary, I guess. I don't remember, I'll ask. But she's like,
I find out before.
It feels like we've been together for way longer, but it's exactly what you're saying. It's because of the pandemic, everything, you know. I don't think I would have spent this much time with this person
before.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way either, but Danielle and I had other plans to do things too.
Right.
And also Wes and I had other plans to do things too. You know, and like I'm sure everybody had other things to do, like all 2020. So it's crazy that all changed. So
you said Wes and you?
Yeah. We were gonna go to Vegas. We had our improv fest. We got accepted to an improv fest, so we were gonna go there. Then I think the theater shut down, so I doubt it's gonna come back. So
oh, that's sad. Well, we should go to Vegas anyway.
Yeah, but we can still go to Vegas. Yeah, and then we are gonna go to Portland. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of plans. To do that stuff. So we'll see. Kick it back up.
I feel like I kept cutting you off on accident, Tito.
Maybe, but I forgot what you were cutting me off about. So whatever.
Nice.
Well, I feel like me and Megan have probably had like the exact opposite experience of just essentially living alone through the majority of the pandemic. Like I went through several roommates, but it was still like, you know, a lonely pandemic, you know. Currently, which is different challenges, nice in its own way. My current roommate, Logan, who Phil knows, he has a girlfriend, and so her roommate moved out, and so he just spends literally all of his time at her house. But he her here. So it's like, I do feel annoyed at him because if you met him, you would understand. If you lived with him, you'd understand. Like, yeah, just a general annoyance.
Is this roommate, Logan, that's now your roommate again?
What? Yeah. He was the first person I lived with.
Right.
But like, yeah, he'll like stop by once a week for a few hours to grab something.
Wow.
But other than that, like it's just me. Which is nice, you know, and I'm not paying full rent, I'm paying half rent. But I don't know. It's a little, life is a little empty at times.
Does it feel pretty isolating?
Yeah, it does. It does feel pretty isolating. That's one of the things that was so nice to get out and go to an open mic. Like it felt kind of like some old school in a way.
Pre
I like,
pandemic.
yeah, I like thinking of this as like BC, like before quarantine.
Mhm.
I know that's how you spell it. That's why I like it.
Or BC before COVID.
No, or quarantine. Because it's like phonetically it might work, but that's it.
Your brain, yeah, it blows your head.
Have to be in phonetic.
So, have you been feeling the
What
same?
else?
You've been feeling pretty.
What was that?
I'm wondering if Megan is like feels that same way as you do, Tito.
No.
I think I'm definitely more introverted than most. So I was really loving it and living it up. And I was grateful to like not have a roommate because I knew that if someone else was here, like fucking with my dishes or I'd be like, okay, you need to go. So I felt kind of like refreshed by being able to stay home a lot and not having as many responsibilities. So that was really good. But I think it has caught up to me now. Like there were times where I'd notice at the grocery store, I was one of those people that like talked a little too long to the cashier or just like any human contact after a while. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm kind of a really awkward person now. So I'm trying to like readjust back into being, because I felt like I had a lot of social anxiety before and that disappeared when I was alone. But now it's all rushing back. I'm like, oh, I forgot my strategy, how to be a normal human being. And
your strategies.
I forgot him. I don't know. I was talking to my therapist.
That's what she just said. She forgot her strategies.
I know like obsessing over conversations on your drive home is probably not a good strategy. So I'm trying to figure.
I still do that.
I used to do that. Yeah. Like, fuck, I should have said this, or I didn't say that, or I'm such an idiot, or whatever.
Why didn't I oppress this? Why didn't I say bad things about that?
I wasn't oppressive enough.
You just got to put on some beats and freestyle.
Oh, Tito's figured it out.
Yeah. Then you get out of your head.
You put that white stuff on your dashboard.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, get ready for the next cipher.
Nice. Oh, I saw a live cipher the other day.
Like live or on the internet?
In person. So I was there's a huge, enormous lake next to me called Merritt Lake. It's kind of like the centerpiece. It's the centerfold of Oakland.
Real big boobs.
You got huge tits.
Fake boobs are huge.
And it's like popping, like it's like the only place where everybody goes, and it's like shit's happening all the time. There's all these venues, like pop-up tents. And the other day I went up to a guy and I was like, I was like, I lied a little bit. I was like, I want to start selling here. I just wanted to see like what the process was like, because I had a feeling this is what was going to happen. I was like, do I need some sort of permit? Like, who do I go to? How do you guys do this event stuff? Like all these. And he's like, no, you just show up. Dude, you just show up. You just get here early, you get a good spot, and you just put up your tent. And dude, I'm telling you, they just put up a bunch of bottles of like alcohol, all this vodka. They're selling weed nuggets. So I don't know what they're called. I don't smoke. But everybody is selling everything and anything. And nothing is legal. They're just.
Can I get a 6-piece weed nugget, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little dry
hash oil dipping sauce.
Yeah. but it's seriously like it is just do whatever the fuck you want, and it's kind of cool. I try to stay away a little bit, like not get really in the mix, because it's a lot of people with no masks, and it's super crowded, but it's super illegal. But every week, like 2-3 times a week, it's like just an enormous party, and that's where I saw the cipher. That's why I said that, is because there was like 4 or 5 dudes just all. And for you white people, Megan, a cipher is where rappers like just kind of bounce off each other, and then the next one raps, and then the next one raps, and I guess it
I really did need that defined for me, so thank you.
You're welcome. It's all good.
It's a cool word for it. I think it's a cool name for it.
Well, I was thinking of like a siphon, like when you siphon up gas.
Yeah.
But that's different.
No, that's not. There is this. You are holding a microphone, so it's pretty close.
Got it.
And there is a flow involved.
Nice.
They are freestyling in a sense.
I was watching them, and they were like, it was like very, what do they call it? Conscious rap. So it's like it's a type of hip hop that's very like, if you think like Most Def or Common, or they're just like, they're thinking about what they're saying, and it's usually less offensive than most hip hop, which is generally.
Yeah, it's more like how do we have to improve the community? Here's my thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, basically opposite like 50 Cent rap, where it's just like, let's make a banger. And anyways, it was very conscious, and they're like, also visit our tent.
50 Cent do.
I looked at the tent, and it was like cipher, vegan food, and I was like, what the hell? And I'm looking out at the table, and it's like all this free vegan food. They just like have a ton of free vegan food, and they're all vegan, and they're all rapping, and it was like,
a farm?
huh?
Was it just a farm?
Was it a?
Isn't that what free vegan food is?
No. It was at the lake, and it was just really bizarre. I was like, only in Oakland would you like run into like a vegan cipher at a lake.
You really moved to a great place for you.
It's perfect.
Wow.
I know, really.
I enjoy the beets and these beets.
Dude, they were beets. No joke, they were beets. They were beet salads.
Aw.
I'm very pleased.
You got it. So yeah, it was cool. I stayed there and watched for a while, and they were super chill. We talked for a little bit, and now I'm in the cipher. I do it every Saturday, Sunday. Come out and visit Merritt Lake, 5 o'clock. Yeah.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah. What time is it?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. How are you guys feeling?
I mean, shoot, dang, it's 8 o'clock.
Oh shoot, dang.
Dang. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Do you still have your 4 a.m. shifts?
Yes. But I believe maybe I'm going in tomorrow at 5 a.m. instead of 4, which is somehow a real luxury. It really is.
You have one of the few jobs that you have to get up that early.
Yeah. I do want to say this because like I have nobody to tell this to, but you know about the like the cinnamon toast shrimp tails guy?
Mm-hmm.
You've all read about that?
Kind of.
You don't know about this?
I thought I did the other day. Oh yes.
Yes.
He's dating Topanga, and yeah.
One, I don't know who Topanga is. Like whatever.
Boy, well, Megan will tell you. She has the whole documentary in her head.
I didn't have Disney.
It was
Awesome.
ABC. It was
I didn't.
TGIF.
I wasn't allowed to watch TV. My mother's an artist. She has a photographic memory. And what she would do before she would go to sleep is she would take a bed sheet and she would swaddle the entire TV in the bed sheet. No. And then she would like stare at it and memorize what she just did because she has a photographic memory. And then she would go to sleep. If I came in and tried to move it at all, I couldn't recreate what she did. And she would know I watched TV.
Well, Boy Meets World is on Hulu now. So now you can make up for your sad.
I'm not going to do it.
Don't need to do it, you know.
So who this happened to is Jensen Karp. That's the name of the guy. But here's like how deep this thing goes, which nobody else knows but me.
I know.
I know the name Jensen Karp already because many years ago I found like what I think is still kind of the coolest, weirdest fringe rabbit hole that podcasting has gone down. Is comedy podcasting, where these two amazing improvisers, Matt Gorley and Mark Condrell, you've heard these names, part of a group called Super Ego with Paul F. Tompkins. Their wives got involved in a recreational basketball team in LA. And so they knew nothing about basketball, but they decided we're going to live commentate this team, the team that our wives are on. And it's a bunch of like celebrities like that. Like I believe Topanga's on it and their wives. And I think Aubrey Plaza was on this team and their name is the Pistol Shrimps. And so, and so it was Pistol Shrimps Radio. And there'd be these two improvisers calling a basketball game live, like there, and they have no idea what the rules of basketball are. And they're just like doing like Dada monologues and like improv nonsense that goes nowhere. And it doesn't matter because like, oh, that fell apart. We're just going to go back to calling the game. It's like the weirdest, most pure improv thing. And so Jensen Karp, his wife was on that team, so he would show up and like do like a bit, like every other thing. So the last time I heard this name was about shrimp.
That's weird.
And his wife's name is Danielle Fishel. So you need to show more respect rather than just calling her Jensen Karp's wife. So thank you.
I thought you were trying to make a fish reference because of shrimp.
I mean, that works too. We got carp, we got fish, we got shrimp. It's all up in there.
Something's fishy about this whole situation.
What do you think?
Carpe diem.
It seems like people have turned on him. Like I saw like somebody calling him like a creepy dude or something. And everybody's like upset that he's married to Topanga.
Because everyone wants to be married.
People were just, I thought that's why everyone was upset because he's married to Topanga.
I need to look at what she looks like.
I went to college with Topanga. Her and I were an undergrad at the same time.
Yeah, just
Not
that you
being
might
a
need to look
healthier
back at
human.
those photos. It's not good.
Say what?
That you might need to look back at those photos someday, so you hold on to them. That's not a good sign that your life is doing well.
Hey, it's not me.
Yeah.
This is some theoretical person, and you guys are full of shit if you don't keep pictures of your ex.
Okay, what if you're with the person right now though? What if like fish, like I don't know where it's going. I don't want to follow this. I don't want to follow like the logic that like you have laid out, Dylan.
It's not. It's just a general question, asking for a friend.
I mean, like, are you hoping that we're gonna give our support to you?
Yeah. I need a stamp of approval. It's not me. It's a friend.
Go for it.
Yeah. Megan's a nay. Tito's a yay. Where are you at?
Bill is just like fading into the background, like that Homer Simpson. Yeah.
It's working.
Oh wait, hold on, wait. I could turn off the light with my phone. Oh, I just turned off that light.
That's all it is.
You suck at smart homing.
What's that? Well, I mean, I forgot that my ring light isn't smart and it's dumb. I have a dumb ring light.
Oh, I was gonna buy a ring light. I was looking at them. Like, do you have any thoughts on that? I saw that like 18-inch is like, I guess the standard if you want to do more than just a headshot thing. What do you have?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I have. Yeah, just like that size. It's a bigger one, and then I do have a little smaller one, but yeah, they're just decent little things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They're not a bad investment. So if you get one, definitely like that. I think that'll probably do. If you're just doing for your face, I think that'll probably work for you.
Okay.
Do it, Tito.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell my friend to delete their photos.
Good plan.
That's a good move. You're like, hey, how old is your friend? Are they your age?
I'm mostly friends with people my age. Yes, of course. God damn it. Cut.
The last episode. Episode 2.
So do you guys, is this time good for everybody?
It's working.
Yeah, can you make this a little work?
Okay, cool. And then
I mean, maybe there's a time that works better for Wes, but that's probably possible.
he gave a thumbs up yesterday, I thought.
You gave a big thumbs up yesterday.
He's a little forgetful sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you may have just.
we gotta put out that cat food.